All right, fellas, it's happening. This is live happening in the United States of America with Donald Trump and President Cyril Ramaphosa, South African president. He went to the United States of America to have a talk. You know, the USA with Donald Trump have accused South Africa of literally having a genocide against white people and taking land from whites by force. Let's see what's happened. This is very interesting. Okay, let's go.
For you to be convinced that there's no genocide.
Thank you, Mr. President. So May 25th will be the celebration of Africa Day, which pretty much a lot of celebration will be taking place around the world, including here in the United States. What is your message to the entire African continent, African people in this important occasion?
Well, I want to see peace, and I want to see happiness. I want to see health, and you have incredible land. There's tremendous value. A lot of countries don't have that value in the land. The value you have. We have a situation. I think you probably heard about it. We've done through some very talented people help settle a war that's been raging for years, Rwanda and the Congo, and I think we've done it. Believe it or not, I think we've done it, and. Could you just say a few words about that, my friend?
Yes. A couple of weeks ago, the two parties signed a declaration of principles in which they've agreed on the way forward, and they have both submitted their draft peace agreements. And we have put together one that incorporates both.
So, first of all, as you can see, Donald Trump's got the entire team. This is giving the scene we saw with President Zelensky. It wasn't just Donald Trump with his Ukrainian counterparts. You see Trump with his team. And yeah, the team is there today. The strong team is there. They were ready to give it out to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's continue.
Took their suggestion, and we've given it to them. So we're in the process of finalizing
looking
this.
Good, right?
Looking very good.
And obviously Trump telling them, this is what we've done in the Congo, in the DRC. Here's a map. That's the DRC. It's mayhem. We're not going to talk about that today, but he's trying to say we have done tremendous work at the DRC. Please tell them about that. Let's go. I think Mr. Ramaphosa will say something here.
Looking very good.
No, we have to thank you for even those efforts, because the African continent, particularly SADC, our Southern African Development Community, has for years been seeking to foster peace in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So all efforts, including those from outside the continent and inside the continent, are really working.
Okay, so what he's saying there, I know you understand. Let me just analyze, because we don't have time to come back. I feel Mr. Ramaphosa is playing a very interesting game right there. Trump said we've done tremendous work in the Congo, and he's emphasizing the fact that Trump has indeed done something great. He said, I want to thank you for doing that work. That is opening up to the conversation. I'm coming to you open. I want to thank you for the work you've done. Look, we've tried as well in the SADC region, but we appreciate the input from other people from outside. Let's go.
We are removing our troops from there so that peace can then prevail in that whole area. And we hope.
Obviously, Trump doesn't like that very much, because it looks like you're taking a little bit of his credential. I've brought peace. Don't talk too much. Thank me. That's it. Let's go.
With the support of the community, we will really have peace. And it's so vital, so important for the whole region.
Well, we sent our people there, and I think we did a very good job. It was headed by my friend, and that was great. I'm just hearing phenomenal reports, because all I'm hearing is death, chopping heads off. It's horrible over there.
Fellas, this is very interesting, because we're going to learn a lot through this video. Let's go.
And it was really brave of you to go there, and I really appreciate it. And it looks like we have something very, very substantial. We also talked about trade with them in terms of rare earth and all, but really more for it's like if you take a look at what we just did with Pakistan and India.
Okay, before we talk about Pakistan and India, Congo and Rwanda are the issues. I mean, it's a long story. I'm not going to get into the depth of it. But the bottom line is, in order for them to get to this, they needed to go see Donald Trump to come in, be the minister, or if you like, the judge. Okay, I'm fighting with my neighbor, but I need Trump to come and be the judge, to be the referee. And now, whatever deal it is that they could have had between Congo and Rwanda, now Trump is included. So you got 3 people instead of 2 people eating. Is that clever or not? I don't know. Let's go.
We settled that whole thing, and I think I settled it through trade. We're doing a big deal with India. We're doing a big deal with Pakistan. And I said, what are you guys doing? You know, somebody had to be the last one to shoot. But the shooting was getting worse and worse, bigger and bigger, deeper and deeper into the countries. And we spoke to them, and I think I hate to say we got it settled, and then 2 days later, something happens and they say it's Trump's fault.
And again, I think it's very interesting to emphasize here that, okay, this is what we're doing. Look at what we've done in the Congo. You know, we fixed it. They're going to sign a deal. Oh, look at what we're doing in India with Pakistan. They're going to sign a deal. So we are capable. We may be able to finish your problem too. Let's continue.
But Pakistan has got some excellent people and some really good, a great leader. And India is my friend, Modi. And he's a
mutual friend.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And I called them both, and we just did something good. We're trying to settle Russia, Ukraine. We spoke with President Putin for 2.5 hours the day before yesterday. I think we made a lot of progress, but that's a bloodbath. 5,000 people are being killed a week, 5,000 soldiers a week, not including people in cities and towns that are also being killed. So we're trying to help. And it doesn't affect us. It's not our people. It's not our soldiers. It's Ukraine and it's Russia. But if we can save 5,000 souls, we'll do it. You know, we're pretty good at it. But that's a bad situation. That is a really bad situation.
Well, you'd recall when President Zelensky was coming to South Africa, that's when I spoke to you.
That's right.
We both agreed that we need to push the peace message so that there can really be peace. And we've been involved in the Ukraine-Russia conflict for quite a while. Through my Minister of State Security here, we've been dealing with them, the exchange of children who were taken away, going through names and addresses and all that. So we've been invested in that whole process as well. And the moves that you're making are fully supported by us because we would like to see the end of that war.
The move that you're making is fully supported by us. Again, Mr. Ramaphosa is playing very smart right there. You know, you need to rub somebody on the right side so you can have a nice environment. It's interesting. Let's go.
Sure. I called Zelensky, and they said, he's in South Africa. I said, what the hell is he doing in South Africa?
He was talking to us.
We got this one.
As you can see, this is definitely already very different from Ukraine and America on that speech. Let's go. They're laughing.
I said, what are you doing in South Africa?
Yes.
That's a strange one.
He's trying to make peace.
But serious things are coming.
You know, we were lucky because we had the great Nelson Mandela who taught us how to create peace, to make peace. So we were imparting some of those lessons to him, some of those learnings. And I specifically mentioned to him that this is how Nelson Mandela taught us that when you want to have a peace in a country, do it on an unconditional basis and sit down and talk. And that's precisely what I'm sure he's going to heed.
Well, we'll see what happens with that one. It's there's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of death. It's a bloodbath.
It is. Unfortunately.
I get the satellite pictures of that field, of that killing field. Mm-hmm. You never saw anything like it in your life. Yeah. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing that it goes on, but I think we've made big progress. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President.
No, not you. Right here. He's from South Africa. Go ahead, please.
What are you expecting?
Okay, she's from South Africa. Mr. Trump is prioritizing South African journalists to ask questions. It's a good sign. Let's go.
Go ahead, please.
What are you expecting on the ICJ case? Are you expecting South Africa to drop that? Is that what you're trying to do?
On which case?
The ICJ
the International
case is
Criminal Justice.
Okay. Let's stop right there. That's a case you maybe have not heard about. South Africa took Israel to court at the International Court of Justice for the thing that's happening in, We don't talk about that stuff. And we know Donald Trump is a very strong supporter of Israel. Now, the question asked here is, are you going to expect South Africa to drop that case? Let's go.
I don't expect anything, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know. It's they've got a case. There's a lot of anger there, tremendous anger. I don't expect anything. We'll see what happens. We'll have a ruling, and who knows what the ruling is going to mean. Yeah.
On that subject of Gaza, Mr. President, are you going to be speaking to Prime Minister Netanyahu about Israel's renewed offensive there? Being a lot of concern from European countries, the Pope has expressed concern. Are you going to be asking Prime Minister Netanyahu to tone down the offensive in Gaza to let more aid in?
Was that a question or a statement?
It's a question.
This guy's, you never change.
Mr. President, decide what will it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Okay, what does it take for you to be convinced there's no white genocide in South Africa? Let's hear that.
Well, I can answer that for President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah, let me-
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here.
Okay.
When we have talks between us on the around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying.
Let me stop there. When we have talk in the quiet table, so it means there's going to be another talk beside this. This is for the public. There's going to be another talk in private. Let's continue.
I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But, Mr. President, I must say
President
that
Trump.
we have, wait.
Trump doesn't agree.
We have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories. And is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things.
Look at this.
It has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Watch this.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would. And turn the lights down. Turn the lights down. And
Turn
just
the
put
lights
this
down.
on. It's right behind you.
What's
Yeah.
happening?
There's nothing this parliament can do, with or without you.
He's playing the video of Julius Malema speaking. Very interesting. How did he know? We're going to get to that point where they're going to be asked to show something. Cyril Ramaphosa, Cyril was not ready for this. Look at this. He was not ready for this. Now look at him pointing like what's happening. He was not ready for this. So clearly, Donald Trump team came very prepared. Let's go.
People are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. We don't care what to do. We can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Honorable. Yes, honorable member. Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot, kill, Namasa, kill the poor, the farmer, kill
That's
the poor,
Julius Malema.
the farmer. Pa, 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 pa.
See, Mr. Ramaphosa is very shocked. You look at Trump's face. He's looking like this, like, look at this. That's Trump saying to the world, I told you. Did you see that? So it was important to send a message to show the world that whatever I say is happening in South Africa is true. Look. Let's go.
He is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain. because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
They brought Trump more documents.
Kill Yamasa. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer.
He's saying kill the boer, the farmer, shoot the kill. So the boer is the farmer, the white farmer. It's a song of a struggle. That's the explanation. The song he's singing is a struggle song. They used to sing it long time ago. It's, according to Mr. Malema, does not really hold any value in terms of go kill the bull. Does it sound good? No, it doesn't sound good at all. But has it been a reason why people have gone to shoot the bull? I don't know. We cannot say. But clearly, so you can understand, let's continue. Mr. Ramaphosa is shocked. He's shocked. Okay, he's like, okay, I didn't see that one coming.
Shoot to kill. Yamasa.
So notice something. The video is still going. So they were very well prepared. They were prepared to show to the world that it is happening in South Africa. I told you why people were being killed.
Poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
So perhaps you don't understand what's happening here. They're projecting videos of compilations of videos of Julius Malema where he's very hot, where he's saying things. Malema doing what Malema usually does. And does it sound good? No, it doesn't sound good at all. Malema's been to court for this to justify why he sings that song. And since I'm not sure what's happening in that situation, but he's still walking free. So it means the court found him not guilty of whatever that is, because he justifies it, saying that was a song they used to sing during the struggle. It has nothing to do with, it doesn't incite people to go and do negative things to white people. Now, has that been proven? We don't know, but that's for context. Let's go. We're going to beat the boer. We are going to Tula them.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites.
Mr. Ramaphosa has not said anything. He's very calm. I think he was a bit shocked too. He didn't see this coming. Definitely, this was a low blow in terms of I didn't see that coming. Okay, let's go.
Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000.
Look at President Cyril Ramaphosa turning around. What are you talking about?
And those cars aren't driving; they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it.
Look at Cyril.
Both sides.
Look at Mr. Ramaphosa looking. He's asking questions like, "What is this?" He didn't see this coming. Like, what is this? I've never seen this before.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. But, okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa.
need to find out.
Do you think a president, if something was legit, wouldn't know at that level? I'm just asking you a question. And I'm interested to know how you feel about that. But what's clear is what? How many minutes have you been watching this? This is within the frame of the talk that we're having, which the South African delegation didn't see coming. So this was well prepared because they knew the press was going to be there. And because in America, many people are saying there's no genocide happening in South Africa. Now, they needed to show everybody in the world, look, it is happening in South Africa. Even the president of the country doesn't even know what's happening in his own country. That was necessary. That's not a very good look, right? Does that mean it's truth? Not necessarily, but the look is not good. Let's go. Look at Mr. Ramaphosa. Look at Mr. Ramaphosa. Let me pause the video. Look at him. Holding the chair and Trump look like, yeah. That's what it is. Okay, let's go. Do you have more stuff to show?
Okay.
Mr. President,
So the picture that they're watching is a field that looks like a graveyard with crosses, many crosses. And as per Mr. Trump, those crosses each cross represents a body, somebody that was unalive. They're all white farmers. Is it verified? I don't know. I cannot speak on that. Even Mr. Ramaphosa doesn't know, so I wouldn't know. Let's go.
Pentagon announced it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you gotta get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing, they also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back. You ought to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead.
Okay, so the person asked the question, are you going to talk about the Qatari airplane that you just got that's worth, I don't know what, $500 million or something? And Trump is very irritated because he feels like he was landing a real clean blow on South Africa right now. And how come you taking us off the subject? And this person, I think he's from, the Democrats party. And that's how it goes. And let's go.
You're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much. President Trump, Anna Disaster from ENCA in South Africa.
Please let Mr. Ramaphosa respond to what's happened because Donald Trump has been speaking, okay? This is what's happening in South Africa. That is what's happening in South Africa. Look at that guy screaming, kill the boo. Can you allow, then the journalist says, can you allow Mr. Ramaphosa to respond to that? Because every time he's tried, he's been kind of stopped from doing so. Let's go.
That's my question now.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. President Trump, Anna Disaster from ENCA in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the screen?
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last...
But let me stop right there. You can see Trump showing respect to South African journalists. That is evident. It's clear. There's respect and consideration. Let's continue.
These are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know.
But you know
To pick anyone. White South Africans. are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you.
No, I'd like
So
to-
when you say, what would I like to do?
Mr. Ramaphosa has been very quiet. Is it because he's lacking the word, or is it because it's strategic? Let's go.
To do, I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples
Or maybe because he's not being allowed to express himself.
say that they were attacked violently. And,
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is indeed true?
well, I could do that. Look, here's Burma.
Okay, you must go yourself and see for yourself. That's a South African lady speaking. How about you go to South Africa and see for yourself if this really is a genocide? And because, I mean, anybody can show papers. They could be truth or they could be not. How about you go for yourself and go see? He says, oh, I can do that, but he says, here's another one.
Burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, you are so bad. You're such a bad reporter.
President Johnson, Mr. President,
Can you allow Cyril Ramaphosa to speak
His
up?
family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a report from President Ramaphosa,
Your
please?
reaction to those videos, Mr. President?
Yes, I want reaction.
Well, I
Can
think
we get a
I think the
reaction
videos
from
are so-
Ramaphosa, please?
No, when you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what it
Please allow
is.
Ramaphosa
And I
to
have other
respond.
friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there.
Trump is speaking. He's talking. This is you're having a discussion, but you're talking. You're not allowing your person to speak. And let me put it this way: elders in most African countries don't speak over people. Okay, they will allow you to speak out. That's sign of respect. It's not because they have no argument. It just means let you express yourself. Clearly, there will be a moment you will say, "Okay, I think I've said it," and allow me then to speak. And I think it's within that frame of respect that Mr. Ramaphosa is framing himself. But Trump is seizing that as an opportunity to go. And by doing so, what is he doing? Is emphasizing the fact that the rhetoric that they have of white genocide happening in South Africa is true. Whether it's true or not, in that very situation, it shows that what I was telling you, it's true, that you cannot dispute it. You know, and because Mr. Ramaphosa is not interrupting, because the West will interrupt, they will stop you. Africans don't do that. When you interrupt the elder, it's disrespectful, or somebody that you respect. You don't interrupt. Africans will let you speak, finish, then they can talk. Well, Trump is playing what Westerns do. They will speak, no, objection. No. We don't object like that. We let somebody speak, then we can sink in. Now, Mr. Ramaphosa is waiting. Look at him. He's been waiting for an opportunity to speak until the journalists are asking Mr. Trump to allow him to speak. Let's go.
That they want to take your land. They take your land and they kill you.
In the meantime, it looks bad.
It's okay, and they say it's okay to do. Now, we're going to talk about it, but this is a tremendous, look, this is a story recent. These are all people that recently got killed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are
Is everything Mr. Trump saying true? Absolutely not necessarily true. Not everything is true. Maybe there could be some things that are truth. Not everything is truth. But the fact that he's saying that and he's going and people are listening, and Mr. Ramaphosa is still waiting for his opportunity, it sounds to people that don't understand his attitude like he doesn't know how to justify what Trump is saying.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are and you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw in that movie, those are officials. Those are people that were in office. They had one march, they had a dance in your parliament, whatever you may call it, legislature. And
so you can see Mr. Ramaphosa is betting on the discussion that we'll have in private. When we sit in private, we will have a discussion and we will talk. Donald Trump is betting on both. Number one, he needs to make you look some type of way in front of everybody. Then the world goes like, oh, we can't believe what's happening in South Africa. Then by the time he gets you in a corner, then you can negotiate nicely. That's a businessman mind. Let me make you feel bad, you know, whether there is reason to or not in front of people. By the time I get you in a corner, then I'll get the best deal for myself. Let's go. And when you negotiate, I mean, nobody will listen. Nobody will hear what will be spoken to, what will be spoken about in private. People will keep only this that was public. Whatever that will be said in public, nobody will care about. Let's go.
Let me clarify that.
Yeah.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take.
You see, Trump is not waiting. He's speaking over you, and he's good. And you see, Mr. Ramaphosa has spoken small.
When they take the land, they kill the white farmer, and when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people.
Is that true? It is very true. It is very true. Everybody that knows, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, are listed every time in some of the most dangerous cities in the world. South Africa is dangerous? Yes, it is dangerous. Do South Africans feel it? Well, maybe not, because they become desensitized. It's just like Nigerians are desensitized with Boko Haram and stuff like that. I mean, anyway, get back on track. So, is it only white people that are getting unalive? No, not at all. Black people get unalive every single day. Does that mean the white lives don't matter? No, it doesn't mean that. It means you need to be attended to. Everybody needs to be attended to.
Majority of them are black people. And we have now
the farmers are black. The farmers are not black. I don't say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off, they died violently. And, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't know we'd get involved here. But I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake, like NBC, which is fake news, totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it. But the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force? Okay, the United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out, because we need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One, it's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after.
What's clear here is there's respect, okay? Whether people don't like it or not, there's respect for South Africa. It's evident. Okay, this is not the Ukrainian president. Absolutely not.
Doing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around the table and talk about them.
Well, there are
and this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States,
those are all recent. Those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways, I mean, one should say you are a partner of South Africa, and you are raising concerns, and these are concerns that we are willing to talk to you about. Let me just add quickly.
Is Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa showing weakness or wisdom? That's very important. Let's go.
So the criminality that we are experiencing in our country needs quite a lot of technological capability. And in one of our areas in South Africa, we're using US technology, which is able to, in many ways, identify where shootings are happening and all that. And I'd like to talk about that because there is support that we can get from you as the United States to help us deal with all these acts of criminality. And that is what I believe partnership is all about. And
Trump sees a deal in there.
As a partner, so that we can help each other whenever there are challenges. So I'd like us to discuss it, and of course, outside of the media, so that we sit down and have a really good discussion that will lead to good outcomes.
Are there any other further punitive measures that could be in place should you not be satisfied that South Africa is fixing some of the very bad things, in inverted commas, that you tweeted are happening?
Well, there are a lot of bad things happening in many countries, but this in particular has been very, very bad, very bad. And because of we're going to have the whole world watching in another short period of time because you have the G20, and that's a big deal. And it seems like, I want you to look good. I don't want you to look bad.
Very good.
But we have hundreds of people, thousands of people trying to come into our country because they feel they're going to be killed and their land is going to be confiscated. And you do have laws that were passed that gives you the right to confiscate land for no payment. You can take away land for no payment.
I want to clarify that because we have a constitution. Our constitution guarantees and protects the sanctity of tenure of land ownership. And that constitution protects all South Africans with regard to land ownership. However, we do say, because we've got to deal with the past, the government, and as your government also has the right to expropriate land for public use.
And you're doing that.
And we've never really gotten underway with that. And we are going to be doing so.
You're taking people's land away
we have not.
from them. And those people in many cases are being executed. They're being executed. And they happen to be white, and most of them happen to be farmers. Mm-hmm. And that's a tough situation. I don't know how you explain that. How do you explain
Mr. Ramaphosa being coached there a little bit.
Taking people's land away.
What to say?
And in many cases,
that's why you have a team.
Executed. And in many cases, it's not the government that's doing it. It's people that kill them and then take their land, and nothing happens to them. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country. They're also going to Australia in a smaller number. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country, and they're white farmers, and they feel that they're going to die in South Africa, and it's a bad thing. Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Trump has been spoken to for a number of minutes, even though Mr. Ramaphosa didn't get a lot of time to speak. I think he's given him the idea that this is not what you think. But at the end of the video, he repeated the very same thing he said in the beginning. Now, this is a very interesting strategy for negotiation. I need to make you feel bad so you can give me the best. Okay. Now, does he really think that genocide is happening in South Africa? Question mark. We're going to find out. Do you think Mr. Ramaphosa was not strong enough in defending South Africa? Or do you feel Mr. Ramaphosa was wise to protect South Africans' interests? Do you think South Africa can survive without America right now? If you think South Africa can survive without America, why would Mr. Ramaphosa sacrifice so much, going like this to the world, taking everything that he has to go all the way to the United States of America to find a common ground to resolve this? And not just say, you know what, South Africa is our land, you don't have anything to say to us, you can do whatever you want to do. Why do you think he did that? How would you have wanted him to react in this situation? Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. God bless.